Welcome everyone to the Your Little Castle show. St. Louis is a fairly small community. Would you not agree with that, Jay?
It is a small, big town.
It is. That's what they call it. It's a small, big town. It's the biggest small town in America, I've heard some people say.
Yeah, you could say that.
It's not the biggest.
Everybody knows everybody.
You better be nice to people because somebody will find out if you weren't. So I'm fortunate my mom was always so strict with me, and I'm like, oh, now this is all paid off. But go out and do good things. The world will go your way.
That's right.
I don't think that's just exclusive to St. Louis.
No.
So Jay, I reached out to Jay. I said, hey man, look, you totally hooked me up with the opportunity to get another car, which I needed.
Right.
And I said, who do I know and I can trust? Because everybody knows the car industry. So for some, Jay, is it true or false? It might be for some people the scariest thing they have to deal with when they're, who can I trust? Tell me about that.
Absolutely. When you think of the most favorite things to do, buying vehicles is not on that list.
Right.
And it's just one of those things that people don't know how to do it, right? We have the internet that teaches us. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that people can make is believing the things that they see on the internet.
Well, it must be true because I saw it on the interwebs. But that's where we get into this. First, we give a shout out, as we have always done every time, every show. 300 shows or so now we're up to that we've aired, 150 different individual businesses. People catch on to what we're doing and they're like, when can I be on?
Yeah.
They find out of us from LA and New York, and it's crazy, Tulsa, and it's fun. But Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things, including cars, in your little castle, right?
That's right.
And so if you're going to get building your family, this is what your little castle sale is all about. You got to have transportation, but you also might as well buy some great furniture. And we emphasize that because you like nice things, Carroll House Furniture, because like this, I told Brooke this the other day, a couple months ago now. I said, where do you like nice things? In your little castle. He's like, I ran into him. He's like, you're doing amazing, man. We need to catch up about what we're all doing because I didn't realize how cool this was. And so it's been awesome. With that, I put up on the wall our guest's awesome information. He's got a ton of great stuff out there. We try to focus because, boy, once you start a business, boy, everybody starts putting stuff out there about you that you don't even know about. A lot of times, right? Sometimes, most of the times it's good. Sometimes it's, who made that up? That wasn't even true. We deal with that. But iAutoAgent Auto, if you're going to buy a car, I personally dealt with this, and Jay made a phone call, and bam, I got a deal like you wouldn't believe. He could try to do that exact same thing for me. I've done a lot of stuff in the community, so some people look out for me and go, I know who that guy is, and so I get a little, and I'm just saying, do good things, those things work out for you as well. I'm not special, I just was guided this way for whatever reason. The powers above, if you will.
Yep.
So we're doing good things. I wanted Jay to talk about what he does because it literally, a $300 a month difference in somebody's income, the amount of money they're paying for a car, or $200, $150, and then it's also something that's well established, founded, trustworthy, and isn't going to break down on you because that makes things worse if you buy a car that you just spent your money on, the last money you had, and now it's broke down. You got to go buy another one. You don't have the money. Boy, Jay, how many times do you get to save people a lot of hassle, if not their lives?
That's why I started this company. I spent 18 years in the dealership world before I started iAutoAgent in 2015. And now next month will be 28 years doing this. I wanted to be the superhero, and we help people in all aspects. So whether it be selling your vehicle with us, whether it be buying a vehicle with us, whether it be an extended warranty, we help in all the aspects of people's lives.
Well, that is a vital, that's a great way to do things if you're going to be a businessman, obviously, to start off with. But that's how, at the essence of what it is that makes for a successful business. You're hitting on all the right things there. And just, again, I love my auto buddies. I know guys at the top at some of the big companies here in St. Louis, and and they do great work or they wouldn't be in business, but it's still, you get to where they still don't really, who's really working behind the scenes at the level I'm going in to buy a car, and is it new, is it used, and new costs a lot more, but used could save me some money, and then who am I getting it from there? You help people cut through all of that.
We do. Now think about it like this, Carter. So if you were to go into a lawsuit, would you have an attorney?
Well, I would hope so, or else I'm going to lose, right?
Right. But when you go to the car dealership, you're doing this on your own, and you're doing this once every 5 to 10 to 15 years. And the people that you're speaking with do this every single day, right?
Right.
So who's going to win, you or them?
My dad said to me years ago, who wrote the rules and whose favor do you think the rules are in?
It's like going to the casino, right? It's not you. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to set out again to be the superhero, right? And we have a large team. We have a team of 10 right now, and we're growing. And basically, each one of our agents, they work directly with the consumer, right? And the consumer is represented by us. So think of us as like your car attorney, right? So you want to go buy that car and you have like everything in mind, exactly what you want. We do everything because it takes a lot of time to buy a vehicle, and we put it on a silver platter for you. So you literally just go pick up your vehicle when you approve the deal.
And it's probably for a better price than they would have gotten anywhere else. It's not like they're paying you an exorbitant finder's fee. Explain to them how they pay for this. How I mean, you don't have to give away your secrets, but
No, there's no secrets. It's just long time we've all been in the business. We know how the program works. So the dealerships actually like working with us. And there's a lot of great dealerships out there. There really are. And when they play by our rules. When we contact them, we tell them exactly what we want. We tell them the budgets that we need to be in. And they basically either do it or they don't do it. But you're not sitting there for 4 to 7 hours while it happens. And we handle everything. We even provide extended warranties at pennies on the dollar. So there are a lot of savings there. We work on a contingency basis. You basically pay us to find a vehicle. Once you find the vehicle and you approve the deal, then you pay us. If you don't approve the deal, you don't pay us.
Okay, so and then when you average it out, that what they're paying, so is it a flat fee?
Yeah.
They pay you, tied somehow to the price of the car, or how?
No, it's just a flat fee. So if you're a consumer, so not only do we help consumers, but we help businesses with fleets of vehicles. So the consumer that just wants to buy a vehicle for their family, their kid, or that business that has a fleet of vehicles that needs lots of help. They want to buy multiple vehicles. So our base pricing is $15.95 upon a successful sale, $17.95 for a fleet vehicle, and you only pay us when you approve the deal. So we just keep working for you until you do.
And to me, that's like, okay, well, that's a fairly decent chunk of money that you're going to get paid, but you're saying the cost savings and headache savings is well worth it. Is most of it made up in the cost savings itself? And then obviously your time is worth money. That's additional savings.
Right. Well, the time, right? So let's talk about that. So it's 23 hours is the average time it takes from thinking about what kind of car you want all the way to sitting at the dealership, right? Because most people are at a dealership for 4 to 7 hours. That is a fact. But then there's also a lot of hidden fees that you don't know about when you go to the dealership. We expose those fees.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's lots of different savings. It's not only just in the price. That's just the front end of the deal. You have two sides of a deal when you buy a vehicle. You have the front end of the deal and you have the back end of the deal. The back end of the deal is financing and warranties and all these different things. And that is where a lot of the profit is made at a dealer. And there's nothing wrong with profit. In fact, I have a mantra. Profit is not a bad word, unfair is. So we just find fair, right? The dealerships are going to still make their money. It's okay to make profit. But we just don't want them to make their whole month on our client.
Well, I bet there's a lot of people out there that would probably think that they have after whatever happened, and most people I can only imagine, they don't even know what happened. It's like anything else. I mean, unless you do this for a living, how are you going to really understand everything that went on there? And even if you do it for a living, there's a lot of people, depending on what level they're at, they've got a good understanding, but they don't know everything there is to understand. But when somebody brings the kind of expertise that you're bringing, how many years?
28.
So you started when you were 14.
Yeah, I'm 52 years old, Carter.
Okay, you look young. Good
Oh,
work.
thank you.
But,
I'll take it.
But literally, I mean, this process, I don't know, we talked about this earlier, and I'll go ahead and say, but if you say Missouri, you probably live further out from the downtown city area. If you say Missouri, then may not need as many cars, right? There's a little bit of transportation in St. Louis. we went to Chicago over the weekend, and we did Ubers a lot of places, so that's still cars. But they have the L, right? They've got a lot of other means of transfer out there. But then, so a certain percentage of people don't need cars. But in Missouri or Missouri, you need a car 90% of the time, depending on what's the average when you combine those two separate. But you're out in the county, outside, if you get 5 miles out of downtown St. Louis, you're not getting anywhere unless you got a car, or you're going to spend a lot of money on transportation that will outprice what it costs to pay for a car every month.
Well, and that's interesting you should say that, because that is true. Obviously, you do need a car, but right now in the day and age that we live, is the average time people are keeping their cars is like 12 years. So people are holding on to their cars longer, but here's the other thing people aren't thinking about. Things are becoming more and more expensive, right? So labor rates are higher, parts are higher, all these different things. So that's why the extended warranty is a smart move. Now, I will not say any names out there of who not to go to because I don't want to get myself in trouble, but all I can tell you is this. When people come to us for extended warranties, whether they buy a vehicle from us or they have a current vehicle, and they just want to protect themselves, who wants an $8,000 repair? Nobody.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people know I've worked very closely with one of the largest known entities that you're talking about. And I just know that in general, I could say I don't know everything specifically about the way they do their business, obviously, but to get to the level they're at, you can't take advantage of people on a regular basis and do that. Now, when you have somebody, again, that can customize this, then like you can say, let me tell you very specifically the right warranty for you,
Right.
so that you don't get one of those from another company that isn't as well established and trying to make a buck and may not be offering the best product, but they got to survive. So you know how that works. And they're just trying to get out there. I don't like to imagine that they're taking advantage of anybody, but they're just trying to sell stuff. We all know how that goes. But bottom line is, you got to get somebody there that's more important, might be more important to have that service contract, right? Because extended service contract, they can't call it a warranty, right?
Right.
But
I just call them warranties because that's what everybody know them at. But
yeah,
that is true.
I want to be. It really is a warranty, but they have to get into the specifics. Anyway, you got to get into that. You need this if you're going to keep that car more than 3 years, for sure, right?
Yeah.
3 or 5, depending, 50,000, 100,000
Yes.
miles, and those are the variants there. But or sometimes 60, right? But after that, you're on the hook.
You are on the hook.
And if you want to get this thing fixed so you can get the job, you either come out of your pocket or you walk, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. And like people are getting blasted with these repairs, and average labor rates are $180 an hour now. $3,500 is the average repair cost, plus they also charge you the diagnostic fee, right? So when you go there, we have to look at the vehicle for 2 hours. Okay, so now you're up to $4,000. So one time, like it just makes sense to get that because it protects you. And now you can sleep and know that if you did have a transmission that's $8,000 like one of our clients just had, and they only spent $100 to repair.
I love talking cars because we could go completely off script. I've got a list of questions.
Oh, gosh.
Because I'm very systematic.
Shoot away, I'm ready.
But let's go back because I think it's
Okay.
important to understand a little bit more about your background
Okay.
and why you bring this so much knowledge to people. We talked about 18 years doing this.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit more than that. Where you came from.
Yeah. So I worked at one of the largest dealership groups in the entire country, okay? And one of the things that I learned was from my 1996 when I got into it till 2014, it was just not for me. What I wanted to do, again, and I'm going to keep saying this, I wanted to be the superhero. I wanted to help that consumer that just didn't know what they don't know what they're doing. And I was always the doctor coming out of an unsuccessful surgery having to tell you what your car was worth, right? Oh, here's what we've done, and I got to go back to my manager 15 million times, and we could get this done now, but I'm going to make you sit here for a little bit longer because that's how the process works. When you just get down to the bottom, I'm a straight shooter. Like, I just wanted to have a company that was integrity and transparency. We do the right thing for people. Like, again, profit's not a bad word, unfair is. It's all what we live in, that we live by, and it's important to me. And that's why I got out, because I never fit in there. And if I was going to do things my way, I had to just like start a whole new concept nobody's ever heard of, which was tremendously difficult.
Yeah, we all go. The companies in America now have become so wealthy that they can squash pretty much anything that comes up. they buy out. How many times we heard out that Google just bought another company, just bought another company, just bought another company? Because the small guys like you and I, we innovate, create something very new, and hopefully, when they bought you out, you got a fair price for it. Some people were just like, buy it for $100,000. Oh, well, it was worth $10 million, but they didn't know that. But here we are innovating. I like to believe.
Yeah.
Both of us kind of that way. I think you gave me a compliment before when you didn't. You know me a little bit, but you're like, tell me about what you said if you don't mind, because that helps us prove our case here.
Which time did I say it?
Well, just with what we put together here, and
what you've created with this studio, it's incredible. Like the show is incredible. Like it was really mind blowing when I walked into the studio, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you created you literally created this. Like you are a visionary mind like I've never seen before.
He's a business coach, by the way, too, and I appreciate that. But that allows me to keep going. That motivates me. And we need to hear those kinds of things. And so that's cool. I appreciate that. But likewise, Jay, you've become very innovative with regard to how you're going to leave your little mark on this planet.
Yeah.
And when you're going in and digging into something so important as having an automobile, which really can sink or swim a family,
Yeah.
You've got to get this done right. And that's why I knew this is what you've been doing. I guess you and I have been friends now for 5 or 6 years.
A long time, actually.
And
I think even longer than that.
Probably. It goes fast, doesn't it? But I felt it was important that we had you on to talk about this because it's so important. Let me jump down here again. So how long, what is it about this that fuels your passion? And I think you've kind of really covered that. But this is really impacting families.
Just, I love people, right? And people never will change. People, even though, I think we give people just the benefit of the doubt that they actually know, know what they're doing, but they really don't know what they're doing. So what I love doing, what lights my fire, is using my knowledge, and everybody on the iAutoAgent team uses their knowledge, and we represent that person, and we give them the information that they need to help them make an educated decision, because sometimes it's just really simple. They're just going to go buy a car. But there's major situations that I have had, that I've been involved in, that this is life or death for people sometimes, just having a car, right? If you don't have a car, you don't go to work. If you don't go to work, you don't feed your family. We literally just had somebody call us the other day, and they're like, literally, I have to get to work, and I don't have a car that works. So can we buy one of your vehicles? And it's you just don't realize what you're doing for the world, right? I decided to get out of the world that everybody knows, the dealership world, and start this thing called we're real estate agents for cars, where we sell your car and we buy a car and the whole thing. We're going against the largest billion-dollar companies in the entire world. It's a huge feat.
Good luck.
Huge challenge.
Good luck. You've done it, and you're making it happen. I think some people hopefully we're going to help Jay get the word out so that he can grow even more, because you're really kind of revolutionary. I know a guy, I'm not going to say you're Elon Musk, but Elon Musk flipped the world up on its tail end, and they're like, who's this guy that had an idea, took a golf cart, and turned it into a car? Effectively, that's what he did, because it's just battery powered. I'm like, I thought of that too, but I just didn't want to see how much power you can get out of. I think there's other things I want to do. Not to say I'm Elon Musk either, but different perspectives. But bottom line is, that dude came in out of nowhere, and boy, we saw where he kind of got pushed out of the equation in some things over the last 4 years. But this guy changed the world, and now we're in a new. Some people are saying this could be a really exciting part. We'll see if that works out. I hope so. But bottom line is, you've got to be an innovator if you're going to really change the world. You've got to stick with it. You need the support of people. You need the communication to the community, to the world, to get that information out there in front of everybody so that they can learn and they can benefit from what you're doing. That's what we want to do with what you're offering here. And I'm just proud of you for putting it together.
Thank you. And that was actually one of my inspirations, was Elon Musk, because I made a prediction in 2014, the end of 2014, when I left the dealership world. I said, dealerships will never be the way that we know them today ever again. And so far I was right. He's been able to create a company that people don't have to go to a dealership. And you watch, and you can mark my words today, that dealerships as we know it will be eliminated. We are virtual, and that's why I decided to start a company on low overhead We don't have 30-foot ceilings. We don't have, marble floors, Starbucks coffee, right? We come to you for everything because after we buy that vehicle for you, we sell your old one and we get you top dollar at no cost, no extra cost.
Wow,
to
that's
do
a
it.
huge. That would be 2 or 3 times what it costs them to use your service. Because I know when you walk into the car dealerships, and again, love these guys,
Right.
but the way it's been set up, it's not really their fault. This is how it works, and
Right.
they just got to make money. So they say we're going to give you $3,000 less than what
Yeah.
that thing could have been sold for on your own, but you don't have time or resources to sell it on your own, and you really don't know what you're selling anyway. So just give us your car, and then they turn around. That's where they make a lot of their money, isn't it?
They do. And Carter, here's the thing, man. You can't fault the dealerships. They have massive amounts of overhead. So when people sell their car through our Sell Smart program, you don't even have to buy a vehicle from us. We still do it at no cost. We give you a value that's usually, we call it private party prices without the work. So we do everything from the marketing, the showings, everything. You get to keep the car and we come to you for everything and safely show your vehicle at a police station so you don't get, unfortunately, something bad that's happened.
Yeah,
to
well,
you.
I could imagine that happens 1 out of every 10,000 transactions. But if you have one of those, it can destroy your
Oh,
business.
it happens more than that.
Okay, but my point is, police officers, I didn't know you could do that. You could take it to the police station and do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I recommend that for everybody. If you're going to sell your vehicle, do not go to Lowe's or Quickie Trip. Go to the police station because if somebody is going to have it do a scam, I'm also on TV. Also, I won't say the stations, but I'm an automotive advisor on TV. So I go on TV, unfortunately, when scams happen.
Okay. You see why you need to contact my buddy Jay here? Because he literally, I even spelled his name right because it's
Yeah, you did.
Grosman, not 2 S's, 1 S. Family thing going on there historically. Who knows how
Yeah,
that came
we
about?
lost the S somewhere.
But the guy knows what he's talking about, and you should hire him to get your car situation resolved. All right, we normally covered your reviews early on. We're 22 minutes, 32 seconds in. Finally put the hat on. Once he said something community-based, I put the hat on. I did that when I was off camera. But let's take a look here at your actual reviews because here's where I'm like, okay, a lot of businesses do a good job, and they've got 10 or 20 or 100 or 50 or 17 reviews, and they're all 5 stars, and they're all legitimate. And then you look at Jay, and I'm like, you took this very seriously. Yeah. You've got 290. And I would say they're also all legitimate. But you knew this is important. I can tell you how important this is. 290, your score kind of was disappointing. I was like, okay, Jay, you got that 0.1% that didn't give you a 5-star. When you get up to 290 stars, you literally are, there's this website, everybody, take a look at that. Tell me, why do you think reviews are so important?
So one of the things that we really want to focus on, not only just reviews, but real reviews, right? Let's be honest with each other. When we see 5 stars, not everybody can be happy, okay? Reviews are important to us. We don't pay people, we don't bribe them, and some companies do. Reviews tell you how you're doing. It gives you really, really good feedback. And when you read the comments that they make, whether they're positive or they're negative, it's something that you can learn from. And so we really, really strive to make people happy, and that's why we've gotten 4.9 with 290 reviews over, we're going on 10 years doing this.
So there they are. I put them on the screen while you were talking. That was one click, easy fix. We moved our monitors around to better tune, and when you make changes, sometimes you forget. But also, anyway, so here's the reviews. And so I want to pick a couple out. And I told Jay, I said, well, I don't have to worry about accidentally stopping on the one bad review you got because I don't see any bad reviews. You got a 1 out of 100 chance that you're going to get a review that isn't a 5-star.
Yeah.
That's funny. So you know your stuff. And bottom line is, this stuff, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's this 4.9. Let's just scroll randomly. Stop right here. So I never write reviews, good or bad, but I just had bought my absolute dream car. We've got our lines in our screen up there. I can read it maybe a little better here. But dream car from these guys, and Jason and Jamie were accommodating, and their experience was so great. The experience was so great that I needed to, and you can click more here. Oh wow, they went on.
Yeah, they
I
wrote a
needed to.
book.
I needed to. It's a very specific car I wanted with everything it needed and certified and great stuff. And just look at, I mean, okay, we can go on and on. We're running out of time. We got 25 minutes into the show already because we're having fun.
Yeah.
Check out Jay. See what he's talking about. Learn what you need to know so that you don't make a bad decision and cost your family a livelihood issue.
Yeah.
Or not going to say cost all your livelihood, but cost you a livelihood issue.
It happens.
And get to where you're struggling, and you can make sure to make it an easy decision. Or for the guys who have lots of money who don't want to waste, they're buying a more expensive car.
Right.
They don't want to waste $7,000 or $8,000 that they could.
Right, and they don't want to waste their time. These guys, these traveling salespeople, single moms, busy moms, seniors, they don't want to spend their time doing it.
So let me get to this question I think is important.
Okay.
Tell me the mistake consumers make. If you can narrow it down to one little quick ball of wax, what's the biggest mistake they make?
They believe what they see. And I'm just going to use one example. Watch a lease commercial, and I'll use I just saw one the other day, Lexus ES350, $399 a month. Wow, that's amazing. I can get a brand new one. Read the small print.
Nobody does.
10 grand down. They don't have the car when you get there. It's the game. It's bait and switch. It's the modern day bait and switch, and that comes from the manufacturer too. That's not just the dealership. So just really read the small print and don't believe what you see.
And find the details is more of what you're.
The fine details.
Get into it.
We read all the details.
The devil is in the details, they say.
Yep.
Take out your pencil and write down something, everybody. I forgot to bring out the pencil. I have it sitting here, but like the whole show, I would have had my pencil. Note that.
Yep.
Watch this show over again. We got 1 minute left and 45 seconds left because that last 15 seconds is our little close that I have scripted here to press a button, and it puts up the titles up for me. It makes it easy. So tell me the process now for how somebody wants to work with you. You have 45 seconds.
Simply go on our website, iAutoAgent.com, and check if you want to buy a vehicle. Then you can use our vehicle finder program.
Oops.
If you want to sell a vehicle, you can click sell a vehicle, put all your information. We'll give you a guaranteed value, private party prices. Without the private party work, you want an extended warranty, we'll help you with that as well. So that's it, simple.
And they get your information. How easy is it to find your information? It's right there on the screen.
iAutoAgent.com, or call us at 636-614-3711.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we've given you a little insight here in our quick 30-minute discussion.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of stuff out there. You can do a 4-minute here, 5-minute there. Get yourself something to depth. Call me and we'll help you get your word out too. YourLittleCastle.com. Giddy up.